PBA chairman Ricky Vargas said yesterday the possibility of Yeng Guiao becoming the full-time national coach is remote, considering that players aren't full-time but kept the option open, depending on discussions with the SBP in formulating a plan to prepare for the 2023 FIBA World Cup, where the Philippines is the lead host in a consortium with Indonesia and Japan. Vargas, who is here with the PBA Board and Commissioner Willie Marcial, legal counsel Melvin Mendoza and operations director Eric Castro for a planning session, said it appears that Guiao will continue as national coach beyond the coming fourth window of the 2019 FIBA Asia Pacific World Cup Qualifiers. "I think so," said Vargas when asked if Guiao will be extended after the Philippines plays Iran and Tehran on Thursday and Qatar in Manila next Monday. PBA Governor Rod Franco of NLEX said he will abide by whatever the PBA Board and SBP agree on in Guiao's case. Guiao is the Road Warriors head coach. While Guiao called the shots for the national team at the recent Asian Games in Indonesia, assistant coach Jojo Lastimosa filled in for 5 games during the PBA Governors' Cup, which is on break, to give way to the FIBA qualifiers. NLEX is Coach Yeng's PBA home, where he is always welcome, said Franco. But if the decision is to appoint him as full-time national coach, we will explore options as to whom to take over his position at NLEX. Of course, Coach Jolas would be an option. Vargas, concurrently the PAC president, said the director for 2019 is clear with regard to the national team. Beyond 2019 leading up to 2023, it's still not sure how the national team will be formed. "I'm not sure if the approach of calling up PBA players for the national team is sustainable over the long term," he said. In 2019, we'll have the 6th window of the FIBA qualifiers, the World Cup and the Southeast Asian Games. It's difficult for the PBA to continue adjusting schedules year to year. That has an effect on attendance and revenues. This is something we need to study for the long term, especially since we are the primary host of the 2023 World Cup. A pool of cadets led by 7-1 teenager Kai Sato has been formed with the 2023 World Cup in mind. But the approach of tapping PBA players to compose the national squad will always be an option now and in the future, considering the country's best talents are in the Pro League. Assuming the Philippines has the best finish of any Asian country in the 2019 World Cup, it will automatically clinch a slot in the 12-team men's basketball event of the 2020 Olympics. If not, the Philippines will try to book a ticket through the Olympic qualifiers, where 4 slots are available. Guiao, 59, recently confirmed he will run for congressman in his home province of Pampanga in the elections next year. He's a former congressman and a 3-time vice governor. Guiao said his job as coach, whether with the national team or NLEX, will not be a hindrance to his candidacy. Guiao has coached in the PBA since 1990 with Swift, Mobiline, Red Bull, Burger King, Reign, or Shine, and now NLEX, winning 7 titles along the way and taking 2 Coach of the Year awards. At the recent Asian Games, Guiao joined his players in the athletes' village, staying in a small room with assistant coach Fort Arao and eating with the team. When the national squad was about to leave Manila for Jakarta, Guiao was offered an upgrade from economy to business class. The upgrade became available as the SBP bought a late extra ticket for Don Trolano, and only a business class seat was open. Trolano gave up his spot on the team for Jordan Clarkson, but the SBP decided to bring him along to Jakarta anyway as a practice player. But Guiao refused the upgrade and Trolano wound up in business class. Guiao wanted to sit with his players. Before the Philippines' last game against Syria in Jakarta, Guiao spoke to his players in the locker room and thanked them for the sacrifice of playing for the country, choking on his words at least thrice as he struggled to keep his composure. Even Clarkson was moved by Guiao's humility and patriotism. The team then took to the floor and clobbered Syria by 54 points. When the contingent returned home, Guiao asked if he could thank the PBA board personally with his entire coaching staff and players. The board convened at the EDS of Shangri-La Hotel where Guiao, his staff and players expressed their gratitude for its all-out support to the national team.